What's going on, guys? We're back at the shop. How's everyone doing today? The race was awesome. Yes, we broke the fuel cable. We had some issues, but came back Saturday, or Sunday. Saturday was the race. Came back Sunday, got Jordan's motor in his prelude, redid the brakes. It's got new calipers, or new rotors and pads. And we already started looking at the CRX and figuring out what we're gonna do with the fuel cable and the fuel pump and stuff. So we're going to mount the electronic fuel pump somewhere right there, something like that, somewhere in here. Haven't quite figured out how I want it exactly, but we're gonna have the electronic mounted in here, wired up for ICC this weekend, and then we're gonna send the cable out, and once it comes back we will look back at it. We'll get the cable back on there. We're not done with the cable drive. We're definitely gonna still mess around and play with that. We're gonna get it to work. The car ran everything, it made 600 horsepower. It's gonna happen. So we're gonna go ahead and come back at it after we get done with ICC. We'll probably build the catch pan and the breather tank, all the fine little stuff. I think I got to do a little bit more clearancing over here for the axle, because that boot has been throwing grease everywhere, and it's just because the boot rubs on the oil pan and stuff. So just fine tune those little things, get Jordan's done this week. We've got another H on the stand in there, as well as Jay's single cam still on the stand. I'm just waiting on some little bits to get that done. He's got everything but his head studs, and so then we'll get the short block slammed together once he brings me those bits, get the head studs on it, and then get the head on it. Mike Hughes' H is on the stand, and then Brett's Hunter's up next. The pistons for both of those are here, as well as I've got another B series I gotta tear down and get the off to the machine shop so it can be bored and stuff. It's got Black Death going on and not the happiest cylinder walls, so we got this fresh clean H series here. Gonna be putting this guy together and taking care of it, and then moving on back to the single cam, and then to Brett Hunter's. We are on it, as well as we got Jose here. So just a whole row. We got 3 there, another one everywhere, man. They're everywhere. So we got another wild week ahead of ourselves. We're gonna go ahead and get this electronic pump running the CRX. We're gonna check out Mario's tomorrow. He's got some bugs. He 1-2-1'd to the track, saw 12.5, but he did drive it home, so the car's still running, the motor's still doing good. We did a good job, it looks like, and I'm pretty excited for him. Brad's also did good. We're gonna go ahead and keep turning it up some more. We put it in about, Jamie tuned him on the gate, 10% duty cycle, you know, just the gate. Put it up to 25, maybe made a pound or two more. He went 11.4 at 122, which is already better than he was doing with the LS. His first pass out, it was all right. It had some bugs. He wanted more power, so I turned him up a little bit. You know, we didn't want to go too far. We didn't know really how sensitive the boost controller was, so we just gave him 25% and went back out. He went 11.4 at 122. The max mile per hour he ever got before on the LS was 118, and he went 11.5, so we're already a personal best right there. Austin was crushing it in the other Del Sol. He went 141. He had a really rough launch, but he went 141 out the back. That's a 9-second pass if he can get everything down, you know. And then his hood flew up. He forgot to put the hood pins in, shattered his windshield. Oh, we took the windshield out in hopes to get to the next round because he won. It was in eliminations, he won. We were fighting to get to the next round, but the rain stopped us. So we got the windshield out, and his car's out there in the trailer, but the rain stopped us. We weren't able to keep racing. They moved the event on, and we're gonna race again another day. So I'm excited. We're gonna get the CRX further. There is some condensation in my relays here, something that I've just been looking at. I want to check that out and maybe get some sort of bubble or something to protect them. One of my buddies was telling me for the RC cars, they put them in balloons, the batteries and stuff inside of them, put them in balloons to keep the moisture out. I might look at that or something else. We'll try and figure that out and take care of that. But the CRX did amazing. It still runs, and I'm more than happy with how everything turned out. So let's go ahead and let's thrash today out. Let's kick its butt and keep going. That's not all. So
what?
we've got this other sucker here, another B series. So we're gonna go ahead and start tearing that one down to get it going to the machine shop, and then get Mike's crank in there, and we'll get Mike all situated. But this guy needs torn down. Pistons are right there in my box. It needs to go to the machine shop, get bored, and then come back to be thrown all back together and sent home. Of course, another one. All right, so I'm starting to rip into this thing. We got all the head studs all out, you know, water pump off, water tube off, ATI off. We're working our way around this thing, getting all the little stuff off, and then we're gonna have it just, once it's pretty much just the block and crank and pistons and rods, we're gonna get it up and take all that stuff out. And then we got the JE pistons right here. We're gonna send it out to the machine shop. It's gonna get bored. We'll come back and we'll throw it all back together. Jamie brought me over a fuel pump relay kit, so that's for my CRX. I'm gonna go ahead and wire. It's super simple. We're gonna go ahead and take the end where the relays and the power is, and the trigger wires. We're gonna put that to the battery, and then the trigger wires and the ground will be right there. We'll ground the ground, trigger the trigger and the extra plug on the fuel tech, and then we'll run the other two all the way back to where the fuel pump actually is and give it power. We'll have a nice relay, and it'll be able to control everything really well. So just got to figure out an alternator and then get everything just finalized and in there. But I'm pumped. Got a bunch going on, and we're gonna keep tackling all this. Sean's killing it over there. We got that motor all torn down. These are the old pistons. This is the Black Death I was telling you about. That's no good. No bueno. So we got Derek's on the lift now though. Going ahead and pulling the transmission out. We're gonna have Todd reseal it and make sure everything's good. It's been having a slight oil leak out of the transmission. It's this darker green fluid there is. So go ahead and take care of that. And we've been killing it, just thrashing away. Gordo just got all the videos off the cards for my dad, and they're moving forward with the videos over there. We're all just kicking butt. It's been a busy month. Alright guys, so we're out here taking a little breather for a second. We're kind of just in our own head a little bit today. You know, overthinking everything we got to do, slowing ourselves down a little bit, overwhelming ourselves a little bit. We try not to, but sometimes it happens. So we've got Jordan's. I just started laying the harness out, getting the harness all over it. I need to get Jamie on cleaning his injectors and testing those. We checked, we got the double spacer in there, and the boost pipe still lines up really nice. So we're gonna go ahead and rock that. I need to get the manifold and everything on so Sean can start working on dump tubes for him. And then I'm over here working on my car as well. This is why we're overwhelming ourselves, because we're leaving Thursday. It's Monday today. We have Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we gotta leave. So I'm over here on my car as well. I gotta get Jordan's car done for ICC. My car, I've got the fuel pump relay kit going in. Wires, relays. I'm thinking about just mounting those guys like right here and here, next to each other. Wires go into the car right there, come down, and then they stop right about here. It's about how long of the relay kit comes. That's about how long we got. So we do have bits of wire the right gauge and everything to be able to run back here probably. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting that in there. And then we got Derek's inside on the lift. Transmission's out. Todd's gonna go ahead and reseal that guy. We're gonna get the transmission back in. My car. My dad wants me to blast the engine out of it tomorrow. It's actually not too bad. He wants me to blast the engine out, transmission off, check the flywheel bolts because of my 121. It only saw 10.1 on his logs. The fuel tech says 10.2 max is the max limiter it saw on the top, but going back through my log and everything, it only saw 10.1 that my dad can find. So trying to, you know, I'm gonna have to do that, and I'm gonna have to probably tackle that tomorrow. Honestly, I'll get Derek's sorted today, Jordan's most of the way today, tackle mine all tomorrow. Wiring, you know, I'll probably have tomorrow be a day for Shane, and then we'll go back on to Jordan's. Probably Derek's will probably be done tonight. We'll go back on to Jordan's and get Jordan finished and ready to pack up and head out. It's gonna be intense, but let's do this thing. I'm excited. All right, so Mario's here now. I've been working on Jordan's over there, waiting for Derek's to get resealed. Kind of rethinking the electrical stuff here. I think I'm gonna run the power to the starter to shorten that up to get the relay and the fuse inside the car. This is the only wire that needs to come out here besides the power to the extra plug, but it doesn't even need to come out here. I could run this to the switch panel inside and run it off the buttons, because ultimately one day I'm going to have the mechanical pump working again. I'm gonna have, where we've been talking back and forth with them. We sent them pictures of the cable. We told them how much boost we were making, the power, what we did, and we've been talking with them. So ultimately I'm gonna have the cable back on. I'm gonna be mechanical once again, but I don't know if you can see that. My shifter here, I'm trying to show you this bolt wiggles. See that? See the slop? See the slop? You saw the slop. I saw the slop. I saw it on the camera. That it could be my issue as well. Could be another part of the issue. It's not completely my issue. Could be a part of it. That is a sloppy shift cable. It shouldn't be like that. Ultimately, why it's like that is because I took it all apart to do the cage work. When I was putting it back together, there were two bolts. There were two shoulder bolts that came with the cage series shifter. One of them had a bigger center, one of them had a smaller center. I didn't notice, I tried putting the one with the bigger center back in when I was putting it back together, and I crushed the little hind piece in the center. I popped the hind piece out, and because the shoulder was so thick, I just put that bolt in with the shoulder, tightening it up and holding it. And I mean, it looks like it came loose or something, and it's providing some slop because it's not the proper bolt. It wasn't 100, you know, it was only just a small fix, you know. I thought it was going to be good enough, but no, it was silly. I don't know why I did that. So I'm gonna hit up K-Tune. I'm gonna try and order the right bolt, get that taken care of. The ends to the shifter cables are kind of similar to a neon in a way. They unscrew the bushing in the center as well as the piece that goes over where the shift cable's locked down. I'll try and show you. Everyone's coming to check it out. Yeah, you see that, Gene?
Oh god, whoa. Look how much slop, look how much the cable moves.
That is the problem.
Is it missing a nut, or it needs
the wrong bolt? It's got the wrong bolt.
Oh.
It's got the wrong bolt.
We just need to get with K-Tune. But now that we know why it did it.
I feel like you told me about that bolt before.
He did.
You told me about that fucking bolt.
We talked about the bolt.
We talked about the
I thought it was going to be good enough.
You walked around the shop and I told you even what we just needed to get a bolt.
And you were
now
like,
we really need to get
a bolt.
Because that's what made it go and break your cable. Your beautiful cable drive that we waited for 6 months.
So did you put the electric pump
Hey, it did work though.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
You got the relay kit in and everything?
The relay kit's halfway in.
Okay.
I gotta reroute it because it wasn't long enough for the way I put it.
Oh, he liked it.
So I'm gonna put the power on the starter, move it back some this way. It should hopefully get me far enough along. It'll put the relays inside the car instead of in the bay. And probably
put your signals inside.
yeah,
so
signals.
It's easy to
Yeah,
wire.
yeah.
Because I feel like there's 2 H's that need the trannies taken out, and that same thing checked real quick.
Yeah, yours too, Mario.
His has to go on a lift.
I only saw 10.1. He saw 12.5.
I'll leave it here. I'll come back
You guys are
tomorrow.
attacking me over here. He saw 12.5.
You both should do your trannies tomorrow.
So if we mount the catch pan during the day, and then you can pull the tranny when you get here, check flywheel bolts, check your damper bolt. They already pulled the valve cover and checked the head of the track.
Yeah, and it started, so.
Yeah, well, he drove it home.
He drove it
Oh, I
home.
thought you were talking about his.
No, I'm talking about
He
him.
drove his home after seeing 12.5.
Well, the last time he did that, he
drove the
they
campus.
came out
he
further.
finished race week.
Yeah.
He went another 150 miles.
Fair enough, though. I'll pull it. Fuck it.
Yeah,
Fair
it's
enough.
worth it. You saw what happened to the last. That way we're just ready for ICC. You can rip and you can rip. No bugs.
Yeah, that's right.
We're not throwing cranks back in them.
I'm down.
Cool. And that's where we're at. Glad we could come out and bug you, Goof.
Yeah.
But that bolt's what got you. Nothing more. Just minor oversight. And we'll get her fixed and blazing again. Sounds good though. Whew.
I haven't got to hear it yet.
It's,
Not really.
It's,
You want to hear it? We can spray some starting fluid in there.
no, when it rips. You gotta hear it when it rips.
I can spray. I mean, I can start it for you. It's not very long.
I mean, I got pretty good at making the El Camino run like that.
Yeah.
I had to do it the other day.
I don't remember what
Not
car it
when-
was, but
not
there
when
was a
you're
car I
in
had to
the
sit in the
spraying
engine
down the
bay,
track.
and my dad drove it around to the back, and I was in the engine bay driving it.
The cable blows up inside the mount.
Yeah.
So they did say
Well, it was, I mean, that backed off and it went, like, it did that.
Oh, it backed off.
121.
He 1-2-1 did.
121. So it
The higher
changed
RPM was
it.
the opposite way.
Oh, it got crazy, yeah.
It's just like, it's like a big, tight spring.
When you got
So
fuel
I
trying
sent
to
them
come
pictures
through.
of it,
Okay.
and they said that it does need mounted every 6 inches, and I told him it is mounted every 6 inches.
It is.
Oh,
We
it's
just
mounted
have
the
that
entire
stuff
length of the
off.
cable.
Yeah, I told him there's a pipe over it. It's straight for this long.
There's
and then it
video,
turns. I was like, it's just off because we had to see where the cable broke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think, Goof?
You were ripping.
I was
How'd it come
ripping.
out? He didn't even go get his damn
No, he
time
just,
slip,
like,
bro.
The guy pushed me past.
He ran a 19.
I know.
I went a 19, still faster than Steven's first pass. He went 24. I don't know what he was doing.
Those little goals. They all have those little
I know.
stupid goals.
They're brothers.
Well, no, everybody has those goals, even if they're not brothers. I think.
We got a flag set up in here on the wall, looking pretty epic. Thing consumed the whole thing. Not really any wall left. This is pretty epic. Dig that a lot. Got a ton of stuff going on left and right. Gonna go ahead and take care of Jordan's, try and get that thing finished up as much as I can, and tackle my transmission and all my stuff tomorrow. Mario could just pull his transmission out, but I've got to pull my whole motor to get my transmission out. So I got a day ahead of me tomorrow. It's not too bad pulling the motor. I got a lot of stuff out of the way to where I just pull the manifold off. I can leave the intake on, just pull the turbo manifold off, undo the harness, engine mounts, axles, pull it out. It sounds like every other car, but I don't have to drop it down or pull it up. I literally just put the engine hoist on it, I turn the engine straight, and it comes out the center. It's perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. It's gonna be epic. I'm really excited. All right, so first thing in the morning, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna pull the engine out, get the transmission off, clutch tight, put it all back on, get the motor back in, and then I'll go get Derek's transmission back in his. Todd will probably be resealing that and taking care of Kyle's while I do this, and then get that back in there, get this out, get Mario's in if he's not already off work, and getting his taken care of. I'll get him taken care of. We'll get on to Jordan's and then get Jordan situated as well. We've already got Jordan most of the way done. Manifold's all on and tight. Return line's on, not tight. Feed line's on, not tight. He's got to come and work up his boost pipe and some little stuff. Coupler, I need to find the coupler for this side and just little stuff to get his finished, but his is right there. Everything's coming along really, really well. I'm hoping to get all these cars done for Ice Cream Cruise this weekend, and it is going to be epic. So stay tuned. Let's go. Like, comment, subscribe down below. This is GoofyBuilt. Peace out.